Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the RotoBaller Radio Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, after a brief hiatus, Anthony Aniano, back with you to take a look at the Week 11 pitchers available on the waiver wire, beginning week Monday, June 7th. Guys, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com and check out everything we have there. The main page, the premium package, the expert chats, you name it, rotoballer.com, the place to be. Whether football, baseball, basketball, MMA, esports, NASCAR, PGA, sports betting, whatever you're looking for, DFS or season long, rotoballer.com, the place to go. And sign up for any of those premium packages. Whether it's baseball for the rest of the year or you're preparing for your fantasy football season, sign up for those premium packages using the promotional code ACES and save yourself a little bit of money in the process, guys. Ton of content right here on the RotoBaller YouTube channel as well, my waiver wire series, and a bunch of other great content courtesy of the staff and crew at rotoballer.com. And guys, don't forget, weekly fantasy baseball is here. If you love the strategy of season-long fantasy sports, but live for the short-term excitement of DFS, then be sure to try out weekly fantasy baseball contests on Owner's Box. Head on over to rotoballer.com/box and sign up today. Our friends at Owner's Box are hooking you up. All new users get up to a $500 deposit match bonus and a free RotoBaller Radio Premium Pass valued at $99. Okay, we'll be hosting weekly free roll contests on Owner's Box as well, which are free to enter with lots of awesome prizes to the winners. Head on over to rotoballer.com/box for all the details and sign up today. All right, guys, hopefully you already watched, or if you didn't watch it, be sure to watch the Fantasy Baseball Hitters Show, which came out just now as well, along with this pitcher show. Now, full disclosure, I'm filming this on a Saturday morning as we prepare for waiver wire. So some pitchers may pitch over the course of the weekend and change some of these numbers. I think we can all follow along with that. But let's take a look. I got 4 starters, 3 relievers who can all be of interest to us going forward. And my number 1 pitcher ad, Austin Gomber of the Colorado Rockies. Yes, a Rockies starting pitcher. And I understand we're going to pick and choose when we use a Rockies starter, but sign me up for his next start, June 9th, at the Miami Marlins. 18% rostered on Yahoo, and his last 14 days have been fantastic. 18 innings pitched with 19 strikeouts. It's 9.5 Ks per 9 innings. His ERA over those 18 innings is an even 2 with a whip of 0.72, and he's even picked up 2 victories. Now, you look at the big picture for Gomber. He's at 63 1/3 innings pitched with 66 strikeouts. Still over a K per 9. Love that number. Now, his ERA is at 4.12. That's one bad start. I'm not losing sleep over that. But there are numbers I like. I like the whip at 1.14, and I love on the season the batting average against, which sits at a measly 209. Hitters struggling to hit him, getting you a strikeout per inning, and he actually has 4 victories on the season, does Gomber of the Colorado Rockies. And like we said, he's not in Colorado. He's in Miami June 9th. I'll roll him out against the Miami Marlins. Tarik Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. Now, here is my 1 pitcher of concern because he's pitching later today as I'm recording this show, June 5th, against the Chicago White Sox. So, you don't have to put your bids in till Sunday anyway. If you get scared off by that performance against the White Sox, you get scared off because you know what? His next start, June 11th, will also be against the Chicago White Sox. But I need to mention him because this young pitcher, one of the Tigers' top prospects, has been very, very good of late. That's just the bottom line. And he's only 20% rostered on Yahoo. Over the last 14 days, he's pitched 11 innings with 17 strikeouts. That's 13.9 Ks per 9. Like many young pitchers, he's not going deep in games. 5-6 innings max, but giving you Ks during that time period. Now, with those 13.9 Ks per 9 innings over his last 14 days, 11 innings pitched, he's pitching to an ERA of 1.64. Shut down the Yankees over the last 14 days, but who hasn't done that, right? Sorry, Bronx Bombers. Okay, his whip sits at 1.18, and he's picked up a victory. On the season, the strikeouts have been there. 57 strikeouts in 49 innings pitched. You love that number. Now, some things that scare me, but it's a young pitcher. Remember, kind of his first full season in the big leagues. Batting average against is .251, but dropping. ERA is .459 and dropping. Okay, the numbers are moving in the right direction. So keep him in the back of your mind is all I'm saying. Watch him pitch Saturday against the Chicago White Sox. See how he does, okay? Pitches well, bump him up the list on the waiver wire. If he pitches poorly, you maybe even get him for a little bit less than you would have, potentially, if he dominated. So see how that goes. But keep an eye on Skubal of the Detroit Tigers. Ryan Yarbrough of the Tampa Bay Rays. And he makes this list because he's done something that Blake Snell, when he was a Tampa Bay Ray, couldn't even do in the biggest game in Rays history against the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that's pitch past 6 innings. In fact, Yarbrough actually pitched a complete game since we've last talked for the Tampa Bay Rays. So his last 14 days, 19 and a third innings, 18 strikeouts, 8.4 Ks per 9 innings, not bad at all. ERA of 3.26, love the whip, 0.72. Keeping your ratios down. Picked up that win in that complete game. His next start, June 9th, against the Washington Nationals. Not an offense I'm running scared from, that's for sure. 35% rostered. More rostered than Gomber or Skubal so far this season. Now, on the year, not the strikeout pitcher, though, that Skubal or Gomber is. So now, again, what do you need? All right, Yarbrough, only 53 strikeouts in 66 innings. However, he's keeping your ratios down. That whip is outstanding. He's only allowed 12 walks this season in 66 innings. ERA is on the 4 for the year, 3.95, a little different than the other guys. And batting average again sits at 2.47. He's got 3 wins. Wins are a possibility for him because of how well the Tampa Bay Rays are playing. Again, break down what you need. You're looking to keep that whip low. Maybe it's Yarbrough. You're looking for the strikeouts, Skubal and Austin Gomber, maybe the pitcher to go with. And finally, coming off the injured list, hasn't pitched this year, but is appearing starting this week. Los Angeles has said Tony Gonsolin going to pitch against Pittsburgh this week. That series runs June 8th through June 10th. Okay, Gonsolin returning from the IL. He's actually higher rostered than anybody else I've mentioned today. He's at 49%, which means a lot of people are excited about Gonsolin's return. Got to mention him now, though, because after this week, it's going to go through the roof. He's going to be probably the highest claimed pitcher off the waiver wire for this week, starting Monday, June 7th. This is a pitcher in 2019 who pitched to a 2.93 ERA and a 1.73 batting average against, a whip of 1.03. Then doubles down on that last year in 2020, pitches to a 2.31 ERA, a 1.93 batting average against, and the whip goes down from 1.03 to 0.84. Okay, he's about a strikeout per inning guy, pitching now for a team that could give him some wins with the Los Angeles Dodgers. A great matchup to come back to against the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, it's all lined up. Gonsolin is by far my number 1 starting pitcher ad of the 4 pitchers I've mentioned today. If I were to rank the starting pitchers, it'd be Gonsolin 1, Gomber 2, Skubal 3, Yarbrough 4 of the 4 starting pitchers. But Gonsolin, 49% rostered. You're going to have to pay up to get him as he returns from the injured list. Hasn't pitched yet this season. Take a look at a couple of relievers. Lucas Sims of the Cincinnati Reds starting to turn his season around. Only 18% rostered. Over the last 14 days, 4 1/3 innings, he's been lights out. No earned runs, a whip of 0.92, and has picked up 3 saves. Let's chase those saves. Picked up 3 saves over the last 14 days. 5 strikeouts over those 4 1/3 innings. While acquiring those 3 saves, 10.4 Ks per 9 innings. Now on the season, again, with a relief pitcher, guys, you cannot look big picture. It's just a bad thing because we all know a pitcher pitches 1 inning and gets lit up, gives up 3 runs. All the other numbers get skewed. So I always try to keep it small sample. But he does have an ERA over 5 on the season. All right, but he does have, here's some good numbers, 31 strikeouts in 21 innings, 3 wins, 4 saves on the year, and a minuscule 159 batting average against. So there's been more good than bad from Lucas Sims. Don't worry about that season-long ERA. Right now, he's pitching great, and he's picking up saves for the Cincinnati Reds. Daniel Bard of the Colorado Rockies, another pitcher who was drafted, highly owned, highly rostered, cut, dropped in many leagues, and now is pitching much, much better. 36% rostered on Yahoo. Over the last 14 days, he's pitched 6 innings and given you 13 strikeouts. Okay, sign me up for that. Any pitcher I can possibly get who's given me 19.5 Ks per 9 innings. He's picked up 2 saves and 2 victories over his last 14 days without giving up an earned run. His whip on the season, over the last 14 days, is 0.67. Okay, on the year, his ERA is just over 4. He does have 6 saves and 3 victories, and again, terrific strikeouts, 32 strikeouts in 22 innings. Now, if you're not desperate for saves, but you're looking for that middle reliever, that holds guy, that late inning, 7th, 8th inning guy who's going to keep your ratios down, head on over to Kansas City and pick up Scott Barlow, who has been one of the most dominant relief pitchers in baseball this season. But because he's not racking up saves, okay, he kind of goes under-owned, under-rostered. Now, if you're in a holds league, he's already gobbled up. There's no doubt about it. But Scott Barlow is 16% rostered on Yahoo. Now, let's get a grasp of what his numbers look like over the last 14 days. First, 6 1/3 innings, 11 strikeouts. It's 15.6 Ks per 9. No earned runs. He's picked up actually 1 save over that time period and a whip of 0.79. So he's keeping all your ratios down. He's giving you essentially 6 1/3 innings. He's giving you 1 start over 14 days and picking up 11 strikeouts over that time period, right? Now you look at the season. 29 innings pitched, 43 Ks. You love that number. His ERA is 1.89. His whip is 1.14, 2 victories, 2 saves, and his batting average against is 1.89 as well. Okay, Scott Barlow has been dominant. He can sneak in a save here or there, pick up a victory if Kansas City comes back late, but most importantly, he's keeping all your ratios down while giving you strikeouts. Okay, in a daily lineup setting, and this is where I always say this, I say this every week. In a daily lineup setting, I love a Scott Barlow, a Giovanni Gallegos, one of those dominant middle relief pitchers. Because in a daily lineup setting, certain pitchers stay in your lineup. Your 2 or 3 closers stay in, and you can then also keep in a Barlow, a Gallegos, in case he pitches that day and gives you that 1 inning or that 2 innings and gives you 4 strikeouts in 2 innings and picks up a cheap victory or a save out of nowhere, while you then in that daily lineup keep moving your starters in and out. Okay, Barlow at 16% rostered, grossly under rostered. He should be an all-star potentially this year in Major League Baseball. That's how good he has been. All right, everybody, make sure you stay right here on the RotoBaller YouTube channel and check out all the great content, the Hitter Waiver Wire show if you haven't checked it out already, as well as all the other stuff from the crew at rotoballer.com. And don't forget, head there, like I said at the start, and sign up for any of those premium packages using the promotional code ACES. All right, we'll see everybody next week. Stay smart, stay safe. Follow me on Twitter at @Aniano Fantasy. Have a good one, folks.